everyone, I'm Giska Mirina Putri with student number 89 and my friends Albiruni Hartsa Rahmadani with student number 90 will present linguistic material about semantics. There are 4 subtopics about semantics that will be present, like the meaning of semantic, semantic features, semantic roles, and lexical relation. Semantics. Semantics is the study of the meaning of words, phrases, and sentences, focusing on referential meaning rather than subjective or personal meaning. It aims to understand shared knowledge of language meaning among all language users, ensuring accurate understanding and communication. Referential meaning. Referential meaning encompasses the basic components conveyed by the literal use of words, such as thin, sharp, still instrument. However, different people might have different association or connotation for words, which cannot be part of the word's referential meaning. Studying basic referential meaning can help explain the oddness we experience when reading sentences like the hamburger at the boy. The oddness in the sentences is not due to syntactic structure, but rather the different components of the referential meaning of the noun hamburger and the noun boy. The noun hamburger does not have this property, while the noun boy does. How to analyze the meaning of semantic features? There's 2 examples. The boy ate all the food. The horse is reading the newspaper. We can also say that in addition to positive element, boy has the feature positive human and horse has negative human. This example illustrates a way of analyzing the meaning of words in terms of semantic features. We can then characterize which semantic features is required in a noun in order for it to appear as the subject or a particular verb. In this way, we can predict which nouns, boy and horse, will fit in a sentence appropriately and which will be odd, as in the following 2. Both boy and horse would work in the first example, and only boy would work in the second. Semantic features have been used to analyze how words in a language are or are not connected to each other. Features such as positive human or positive adult can be treated as basic elements or components of meaning in an approach called componential analysis. Componential analysis can be used to analyze cold, feely, salient, and mild. The proposed approach to analyzing word meaning is a starting point, but it faces challenges in identifying neat components for many words. It also views words as containers carrying meaning components, which may be too restrictive and limited in practical use. There is more to word meaning than these basic features. Semantic roles. There are 2 parts of semantic roles. The first is agent and them. Agent and them, the noun phrase the boy plays a role as an agent, causing an action, while the ball is the entity involved or affected by the action, or the them. Agents can be human or non-human entities that cause action, as a noun phrase denoting a natural force, a machine, or a creature, all of which affect the them. This sentence, for example, the wind blew the ball away. A car ran over the ball. The dog caught the ball. The them is typically non-human but can be human. The dog chased the boy. The second one is instrument and experiencer. An agent uses another entity to perform an action, filling the role of instrument. The boy cut the rope with an old razor. In English, the preposition with indicates that the noun phrase has the instrument role. In another language, lahkota, noun phrases marked as an instrument are used. When a noun phrase designates an entity as the person with a feeling, perception, or state, it fills the experiencer role. In English, the experiencer is the only semantic role. Location, search, and goal. Semantic roles designate the location of an entity in an event description. Location refers to where the entity is, fills the role location. Where the entity moves from is search, and where it moves to is the goal.
Lexical relations. Lexical relations, an approach to understanding words' meanings, involve their relationships with other words. For example, we can describe the meaning of conceal as the same as height, shallow as the opposite of deep, and daffodil as a kind of flower. The examples given illustrate three types of lexical relations: synonymy, conceal, hide; antonymy, shallow, deep; and hyponymy, daffodil, flower. These relationships help explain everyday language meanings. Synonymy. Synonyms are words with closely related meanings, often substituted in sentences. Examples include pairs like almost, nearly, big, large, broad, wide, buy, purchase, cab, taxi, car, automobile, couch, sofa, and freedom, liberty. Synonymous forms can differ in formal versus informal uses. The sentence, "My father purchased a large automobile," has virtually the same meaning as "My dad bought a big car," with four synonymous replacements. But the second version sounds much more casual or informal than the first. Antonymy. Antonyms are words with opposite meanings, with two main types: gradable and non-gradable. Gradable antonyms like big, small can be used in comparative constructions, while non-gradable antonyms like male, female, married, single, and true, false do not allow comparative constructions. The negative form of one member of gradable pair does not necessarily imply the other, and the negative form of one member of non-gradable pair does imply the other. In some cases, one member of antonymous pair is not simply the negative of the other. These antonyms are called reversives. For examples, undress, dress, enter, exit, pack and pike, lengthen, shorten, raise, lower, and tie, untie indicate doing the reverse action. Hyponymy. Hyponymy is a relationship between words where the meaning of one form is included in the meaning of another. For example, dog is a hyponym of animal, because if something is dog, it is necessarily an animal. Similarly, poodle is a hyponym of dog because a poodle is a specific type of dog. This hierarchical relationship can be represented in a diagram showing the subordinate, higher level terms and hyponyms. In the diagram, we can see that horse is a hyponym of animal and cockroach is a hyponym of insect. The terms animal and insect are the subordinate terms. When multiple words share the same subordinate term, they are called cohyponyms. For example, dog and horse are cohyponyms with the subordinate term animal. The concept of hyponymy captures the idea of is a kind of. For example, we can say that an asp is a kind of snake, or a banyan is a kind of tree. Sometimes the only information we have about the meaning of a word is that it is a hyponym of another term. For instance, we may only know that asp is a kind of snake or that banyan is a type of tree. It's important to note that hyponymy is not limited to words for things. Words describing actions such as punch, shoot, and stab can also be treated as cohyponyms of the subordinate term injure. Prototype. According to researchers, the most characteristic instance or prototype of a bird is the robin, as it is the most clear example of a bird. This concept explains word meaning based on resemblance to the clearest example, rather than specific features. This categorization process determines our interpretation of word meaning. but individual experience can lead to variation and disagreement over categorization of words like avocado or tomato as fruit or vegetable, as they can be treated as coeponyms of both in different contexts. Homophones and homonyms. Homophones are words with the same pronunciation but different written forms, like bear, bear, meat, meat, flower, flower, pale, pale, right, right, sew, sew, and two. Homonyms, on the other hand, are words with unrelated meanings that share the same form, as in these examples: bank of a river and bank financial institution, bat flying creature and bat used in sports, mole on skin and mole small animal, pupil at school and pupil in the eye, race contest of speed and race ethnic group. It's important to note that homonyms have multiple meanings, such as head, referring to the top of your body, or foot, referring to a person or place. Polysemous words have a single entry with number meanings, while homonyms have separate entries. Bank, male, mole, and soul are homonyms, while face, foot, cat, head, and run are polysemous. Some words can be both homonyms and polysemous, like date, referring to eating or a point in time with different interpretations. Wordplay. These last three lexical relations are the basis of a lot of wordplay, usually for whom humorous effect, such as the nursery rhyme Mary Had a Little Lamb, which can be interpreted we a small animal or a small amount of meat. The polysemy of lamb allows the two interpretations. We make sense of the riddle why are trees often mistaken for dogs by recognizing the homonymy in the answer because of their bark because of their bark. And if you are asked the following question, why is 6 afraid of 7, you can understand why the answer is funny, because 7, 8, 9, by identifying the metonymy. Metonymy is a technique where one word refers to another based on the container contents, whole part, or representative symbol relationship. It helps us understand seemingly absurd expressions, such as he drank the whole bottle, or phrases like the White House has announced, or Downing Street protested. Metonymy is also present in everyday language and expressions. For instance, phrases like filling up the car, answering the door, or boiling a kettle rely on metonymy to refer to specific actions or objects associated with those activities. Collocation. One aspect of our knowledge of words is their tendency to occur with other words. For example, when asked about the word hammer, a majority of people will associate it with nail. This shows that our knowledge of words is organized based on collocation, or the frequent occurrence of words together. Corpus linguistics studies the co-occurrence and frequency of words in large texts, analyzing the types of collocations and their frequency. A study on the phrase "true feelings" found that English speakers use it to convey reluctance to express deeply felt emotions, highlighting the connection between our understanding of words and their context.